This picture is a recording of the project that will be taught in this video. Hi everyone. I'm going to do something a little bit different with some videos, and I'm going to do some Dollar Tree DIYs because I've really been enjoying those, and it's really fun to go through Dollar Tree and see how you can be creative. And so I'm going to show you how to use some Dixie Belle paint products and some other products to do some Dollar Tree DIYs. And today we're going to make a home sign with a wreath for the O, and we're going to use Dollar Tree items for that. So it will be a pretty fun project. Okay, so the first thing I got was these little planky things, and they're supposed to be decorations by themselves. I don't really like them like this, so I have decided to make a project with them. And the first thing that I did was that I sanded off all this was glittery stuff here, and so I sanded it off so that when I paint these, they're not going to be all sparkly, because I'm going to give kind of a farmhouse look with all these projects, and so we don't want it to be sparkly. So I just wanted to point that out first, that anytime I had sparkles, I sanded it off. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to line up these. I'm just going to kind of give you an overview. I'm going to line these up, and I am going to do H-O-M-E, and our O is going to be a wreath, and we're going to stencil these with Dixie Belle paint, and we're going to do some wood graining tool on here, which is one of my new favorite things. We're going to use some different colors than what I've used before. I'm trying to be kind of quiet tonight because we spent the whole day doing stuff for our kids, and so here I am doing this 10 o'clock at night on my porch, and I don't want to wake up all the neighbors. So if I'm talking a little bit more quietly, that's why. This is what you do when you have 3 kids and they do all kinds of stuff. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut off these ribbons. That's the easy part. So just cut this, take that off of there. Alright, the next thing I want to do is that I don't want these to look like they were separate planks, so I'm going to take my Dixie Mud, and it works just like a wood putty. So, wait, that's my drop cloth, that's not my Dixie Mud. Here is my Dixie Mud. It comes in white and brown, so the brown looks actually like mud, and the white is kind of like a paste. I just don't need a whole lot of it. And just gonna stick this on here to fill in this hole, just like you would do with wood putty. It works just the same way. And then I'm going to use something that I use in almost every product, my baby wipe, or project, my baby wipes. Just get rid of some of the excess there. And get rid of some of that. Something to note with Dixie Mud while I'm doing this is that you do not want to rinse it down your drain. I always want to note that when I'm working with Dixie Mud, because if you keep rinsing Dixie Mud down your drain, then you will get a clogged drain, because this is going to harden, and you don't want something like that in your drain. So I typically clean it off with baby wipes. I try to get as the excess as I can onto this, but if I can't, I clean it with baby wipes and then throw those in the garbage. Alright, so we're going to wait a little bit for that to harden a little bit. While we're doing that, I am going to attempt to make my wreath. Now, this is the part I'm a little worried about because this is not totally my thing. I wouldn't say that I'm the best at wreath making. But I loved how this sign looked. And so I thought, I'm going to have to try. Alright, so I got these little willow wreaths at the Dollar Tree, so they're $1 each. You kind of have to get them when they're available. They're not always available. I got these actually a while ago, but also sometimes I search different Dollar Trees, so you may be able to find them at one that's kind of close by if it's not at your very local Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to cut this off and going to add some greenery to it. Make sure it fits there. Okay, so I have gotten these. This is boxwood, faux boxwood, and I got it at, did you just run into the kid's toy? I got it at Walmart for 97 cents a bunch. And then here are a bunch of cool looking greenery items that I got at Dollar Tree right around Easter time, and they're kind of fuzzy like lamb's ear, and I couldn't decide which one to use, and I think I'm going to use some of these. Let's just see how it goes though. I may have to work on my wreath a little bit, so you may not see like the best looking product on this video, but I am a painter, so this is like an added bonus. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to, you know what I think I'm going to do? This is going to work better. Let's see if I can cut these off of here and see if I can work them in better that way. I think that's going to be better. If I don't break the scissors. So I'm going around the wreath. I kind of cut these up because they work better that way. To use this big fat stem just wasn't working very well. So I cut it up and I'm going around the wreath with it. And it's working much better this way. Much prettier. I'll probably secure some of it with a little bit of hot glue. Since I'm on my porch, it's not very accessible to me tonight. Alright, I'm going to have the wire cut another set of greens. I don't really even know what these are. They look like small lamb's ear to me though. Okay, this is something I'm definitely not going to be able to teach you. So I'm going to finish this and then we're going to restart the video. But as you can see, I'm just going around and just putting small pieces the whole way around the willow wreath from Dollar Tree with the greenery from Dollar Tree, which you can also get nice greenery at Walmart for 97 cents each. Okay, so I got my wreath made. I think it's decent for an amateur wreath maker, and I have time to mess with that. Even once I glue it to here, I still will have time to fix it up. So there we go. There's that wreath. And now I am going to take drop cloth, Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint. I should shake it up a little. And I'm going to paint all of these. So drop cloth is kind of like an off-white. I guess it would be an off-white. Got my Dixie Belle synthetic brush. And I'm going to start painting it. Get all my pieces of plant off of there. Let's see if I can hold that up for you. Paint that right on. It looks like this is going to end up taking 2 coats, but it's small, so that's okay. The Dixie mud, if I wasn't doing a video, I would probably wait longer for that to dry. And also I would put another little bit on there just to fill in the little indentation. Now we have all of these painted in the drop cloth from Dixie Belle. And I've already tried one board using the Voodoo gel stain. It's their water-based stain. You can also use the walnut no paint gel stain, which is the oil-based stain. But this is Tobacco Road. So I put this on here and I used my wood graining tool. And I let it dry just a little bit, and then I'm just going to wipe over it to try to get it to look more natural. But the thing I was pretty excited about was that usually I've been using this piece because it's wider and about the width of what a piece of palette wood would be. But for these little things, there is a smaller piece as well. And these wood graining tools are sold by Dixie Belle, and I sell them in my booth. And I am having tons of fun with this thing. So I'm going to take my lint-free rag. I try to reuse them as much as possible. That's why it looks so dirty. And I'm just going to lightly wipe over it, not press down the whole way. So let's see how this goes. So it's just looking a little less fake when we do that. Waited a little longer than normal, so I need to press down just a little more this time. Sometimes I wait too long, sometimes I get it just right. When I saw one of these videos of someone making something similar, she used scrapbook paper, and it looked like wood. And I'm just so happy to be able to use this wood graining tool because I just like this look so much better than putting paper on here. I think it actually looks a lot more like real wood when you do this. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So that's our first panel, and then I will show you how to do this now. So again, you take, this time before I've done it, I used driftwood on my base, and then I used Tobacco Road, which is Dixie Belle's brown Voodoo gel stain, and then I used Black Magic, just a little bit of it, which is their black. This time I'm using drop cloth and just Tobacco Road. So we're going to take it, and I just put it on my sponge brush, and I kind of swish it around on there. I want to have a good bit on here because I want to show a lot of the brown. So I'm just going to quickly, I don't want it to dry too much, so I'm going to work as quickly as I can and get this on here. Some more Voodoo gel stain on there. Again, it's Tobacco Road. And again, you could use the walnut no paint gel stain, although right now that's on a little hiatus. They're reformulating it, which makes me sad because I love that gel stain. But I am finding a lot of uses for the Voodoo Gel Stain. Just get that spread out. Okay, so I've got that on there. And now, wipe my fingers off a little. Again, I'm using my smaller attachment of the wood graining tool. And I'm going to get it lined up with the edge here, but then get it to the top. And you just kind of pull it and rock it. So pull, rock, pull, rock. I didn't get enough there, so I'm just going to work down there a little bit. Sometimes I like to go from the opposite end just to make sure I have like a differing pattern. So pull, rock, pull. And then I'll do this again. Pull, rock, pull that the rest of the way. Okay, and I just like to get a little bit of the excess off, so I just kind of do this. Okay, I feel like maybe I haven't even waited long enough to wipe it, so I may regret this, but I'm going to try another piece while we're waiting a little bit. I'll work fast though. Alright, so it's worth watching this again. I know with the painting the panels, I didn't make you watch that because I'm pretty sure most of you probably know how to do that. Again, sorry I'm talking quieter, but it's really late at night. I'm a night owl. And so I'm probably going to wake up all my neighbors if I talk more loudly. The thing I don't like about these panels is that it's hard to find a place on them to grab them to hold them still. Right. Ooh, I can kind of see the writing through this one, but I think that this wood graining is going to cover it up. Steve doesn't agree, my husband, but I think it will. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly move over to this and wipe through it. Actually watched a video by someone who discovered this technique by accident. She just didn't like how her original wood graining went. She tried wiping it off and she noticed she liked that a lot better, and I agree, I think it looks better. Okay, so there is our second panel. I'm really loving how this is looking. Okay, I'll set this aside. Now I'm going to wipe through this one. Try to find a little bit of a empty spot here. So the next thing we're going to need to do is put our letters on here. So rather than going out and buying brand new stencils, I had this Farmhouse stencil, so I thought, well, I will just use the letters from here. So the first one I'm going to need is my H. So I'm going to get that centered on there. And I'm going to take my chances because usually I use tape, and I forgot to bring it out this time. Let's see. Kind of get it centered between these two holes. Bring it down. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so when you're stenciling, there's a really easy way to stencil, and I just use my Dixie Belle brushes for it all the time now. Let me wipe this off. And really, I'm not going to need to do it this time because it's been sitting in my paint, but you dunk it in, and then you get your excess off, and then you take it and you push it down on a lint-free cloth and just twirl. You're just like getting your excess paint off because you want as little as possible on there because you really don't need a lot. And then we're just gonna, oh, I just love that I don't have a lot on there because that's when you're gonna get bleed through. So just take it. Even when you think that you have not enough left on your brush, you do. Okay, and there's our H. All right, and I'm probably gonna take a small brush and fill this in because that's actually what you're supposed to do when you stencil. Not everybody does that, and that's okay, but that's what you're supposed to do. So I'll fill that in with a little kids art paintbrush. I'm out of room to put things. And then remember, our O is going to be our wreath, so we don't have to do anything with that right now. So then we can do our M. So that's the M in my farm. there is your home sign. And rather than showing you the boring process of putting it together, I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. So again, I'm going to fill in these letters with my little brush with the drop cloth. And then I'm going to glue the pieces together. And I've recently discovered this E6000 paint that a lot of people talk about. And it is industrial strength adhesive, not paint, glue. I said paint, but it's glue. It's industrial strength adhesive glue. And I'm just going to put it in between here. And then I think it's supposed to take 48 hours to cure. And then on the back, in between these, once I've glued them together, I'm going to reinforce them with these very large tongue depressors. So I'm going to glue these on as well. I'm going to put 2 on each. I'm also going to use the E6000 glue to connect the wreath to the one panel. And then before I do that though, I am going to seal all of these with Dixie Belle's gator hide. So I use my gator hide and my blue sponge. And really with Dixie Belle, you don't have to seal, and especially with this one, I probably wouldn't have to seal. It does take 30 days for it to cure, but this is going to be hanging on a wall somewhere, so it's not going to get a lot of wear and tear to it. So I probably wouldn't have to seal because 30 days will go by and nobody will probably have touched it. I put gator hide on almost everything because I am a spaz and I like to have the most adorable seal on my chalk paint. But this is really designed for tabletops, cabinets, countertops, things that are going to get a lot of wear and tear. And there's one that's in between that is called the Clear Coat, Dixie Belle's Clear Coat. And that would be fine on this as well. And that's for stuff that gets like moderate wear and tear. So you want to seal your chalk paint usually, but if you have something like this, you don't necessarily have to seal it since it's decor. It might be a good idea though if you're going to dust it. All right, and that is it. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can contact me on Linda's Furniture Redemption, which is my Facebook page. And you can also subscribe to this channel. I'm planning on doing videos more regularly because they're kind of fun. And you can share with your friends. Thanks for watching. Once again, here is the finished product for the Dollar Tree Farmhouse DIY.